Hey, Sports World, it's another episode of Sports with Psycho Sam. Rah! Coming at you with some news here. I first want to just give updates on some injuries out there that could be affecting some teams and some players that got released, and also talk about Andrew Luck retiring, and then I'm going to get into the Broncos and their roster cuts that they did and everything like that with the Broncos. But first, David Andrews from the Patriots, he's their center. He has blood clots in his lungs. It's not looking too good for him right now. He might be out for this season. Forget all that about playing for the season. That's just scary business right there, having blood clots in your lungs. Just for anybody out there not even playing in the NFL. Lamar Miller from the Houston Texans, their running back, torn ACL. He's out for the season. So for all you fantasy guys out there that went ahead and drafted early, hey, I don't feel bad for you, man. You should have waited until after the 4th preseason game, and then that's when you do your draft. That's when I'm going to do mine. The Dolphins cut safety TJ McDonald. So for teams out there looking for a safety, he could be your guy. He's got plenty of experience. Played with the Rams. He's pretty good. He's an alright safety. Wide receiver David Moore will be out at the beginning of the season with the shoulder injury. He plays for the Seahawks. There's no timetable on that. And also DK Metcalf might be out week 1 as well. The Vikings are looking to trade wide receiver Laquan Treadwell. He hasn't really panned out for them. It's been, 3 years, and he hasn't really did much. I would say if you have an injury and you're looking for a guy out there, then I would try and get something going with him. But other than that, I think it would be a waste of time. And so yeah, that's the news updates that I have for today. But I want to go ahead and talk about Andrew Luck retiring. Wow. I didn't see it coming. Who did? I think he went out good. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. He was very accurate, very precise, knew where to go with the ball most of the time. He just didn't have the offensive line in the beginning of his career that he needed to keep him protected and keep him safe. Guy was always getting hurt. Man, the Broncos tore him up. He's gone through a lot of injuries. His body is tore up, and he made a decision for himself and for his family and for his wife. I mean, there's life after football, guys. I mean, you can't get mad at this guy. He's giving it his all, and he's got to think about himself in the future as well. If he wants to have kids or whatever he wants to do, and he wants to be healthy, I don't blame him. It's sad to see, but I mean, that's the name of the game. These guys could leave at any time. That's that on that. And for the Broncos, man, they released defensive lineman Zach Kerr. We also let go of Dakota Watson, and we released Nick Williams, the wide receiver. Nick Williams wasn't really panning out anyways, and according to reports out there, I believe the Broncos are only going to keep 5 wide receivers on the roster, which would be really smart, because then it would leave more room for getting inside linebackers, which we really need at the moment. Jamal Carter stepped in. It hasn't looked so hot. Let's see what this last preseason he's got. He said it's getting easier, it's becoming more natural for him, but still it didn't look like a fit for us. We need to go ahead and pick up an inside linebacker. Hopefully we get a guy that somebody cuts that they just didn't need, that inside linebacker because they already had somebody like Luke Kuechly or something like that off of these 90-man cut to 53. Got to get down to the 53-man roster. Hopefully we get some good guys out there. And also, man, I think we need to go ahead and get some quarterback. Our quarterbacks after Joe Flacco and Drew Lock being injured aren't looking so good. Kevin Hogan, at first he looked like he was going to be decent, like just good enough to fill the role, but he's fallen off, and Rypien is definitely not ready. So we went ahead and cut Zach Kerr and Dakota Watson to free up some space as well, and also the emergence of Malik Reed really put a damper in Dakota Watson making the team. He basically took the spot of Dakota Watson. We traded for him during the draft, but Justin Hollins as well came in. So these two guys are going to be spelling Miller and Chubb, giving them rest and stuff. And Malik Reed looks like a real beast out there. They call him the Dream Killer, which is pretty funny. I like that nickname. So these guys played their hearts out and earned their spot. It was an undrafted free agent. Justin Hollins, though, was I want to say a 4th round draft pick. I forget at the moment. But they look really good in preseason, so that's why he was expendable, Dakota Watson. And also, Zach Kerr hasn't played as well as Deshaun Williams or Mike Purcell. Mike Purcell was in there against the Rams. Man, he looked pretty good, and so that's why they let him go as well. Also because of cap space. I mean, if these guys are filling the role of these veterans, are playing just as well as them, and you're trying to save money and get cap back for signing somebody, a need that you want to fill, like inside linebacker, we really need to fill that role, and quarterback, I think a backup would be really good for Flacco, just in case something were to happen, like if he got hurt in a game. It would really help us. We could rely on that guy. So that gives us more cap space. It gave us about $3 million in cap space from doing those deals, those cuts. So yeah, we got one more game against the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday. Hopefully we see some good play out of Jamal Carter and see if he's really going to step into that role at inside linebacker. And hopefully we go and pick up some guys as well that could be really useful, if not Jamal Carter. So yeah, go Broncos. Broncos country, I'm out.